Welcome to LC Screen Talk. My name is Larry, and this is my review of Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. Ma Rainey's Black Bottom is a 2020 Netflix drama directed by George C. Wolfe and based off of the stage play of the same name from August Wilson. Ma Rainey's Black Bottom is a fictionalized story centered around Ma Rainey and her recording for the song of the same name, but tensions rise as she and her bandmates clash with each other and the studio executives when recording her latest record. So today I'm rocking my Shaka Khan shirt, who happens to be my personal favorite singer of all time, and she is the queen of funk music, and I'm sure even Shaka herself would tell you. She and so many other legends and current day artists owe so much to the likes of Ma Rainey, who was coined as the mother of soul music, and one of the first blues singers to actually record in a studio. Now, August Wilson is a famous playwright who did a 10-part series that really explored the African American experience in America. And this is actually the second adaptation for film that features Viola Davis, though not from the same director, with the first being Fences. And with a stacked cast like this, I had no choice but to be really excited for Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. And I have to say, oh, I loved it. It really kind of hit me like a gut punch, and I honestly haven't stopped thinking about it since I watched. So let's go ahead and talk about the positives first. Well, I'd like to start with our cast because they are all fantastic. It's not a huge cast, but it's a primely talented cast. Starting with Chadwick Boseman, who is the heartbeat of this film. Oh my gosh, what a stellar performance. Now, of course, this is sadly his final performance before his untimely passing, which admittedly may add texture to the emotion of watching the film, but Boseman on his own as a performer is so enigmatic as you watch. He grips your soul, really just wrenches the heart out of you. It is a beautiful performance, and from an actor who has laid down an entire career of stellar performances, Ma Rainey's shines above all the rest. Of course, we would be remiss not to talk about Viola Davis, who plays Ma Rainey herself. And what can you say? As per usual, Viola Davis is fantastic. And I loved this portrayal of Ma Rainey. Oh, Viola just brought so much character, so much sass, but also so much hurt here to this woman. This is a woman who's lived life and lived life run by white men in an oppressed system. Not only does the dialogue reveal these type of things, Viola's performance is really defiant and big, but also really layered and complex as we work through. It's really beautiful. Another big standout was Coleman Domingo, who is actually Afro-Latino of Guatemalan descent, and he is wonderful in this film. He doesn't have as big of a role, as flashy of a role as, say, Chadwick Boseman or Viola Davis, but he really serves as the stable board that holds all of the other performances together. He props everybody up to shine, and in doing so also serves as a bit of the core to the film itself. But Glenn Turman, Dusan Brown, Taylor Page, really all of our cast gives wonderful performances in this film. I also have to give major kudos to George C. Wolfe, who directed the film, because it really elevated the stage play aspect. That was one of my main faults with Fences, particularly, and it does creep through, and we'll talk about that in the negatives. However, this had such a grand cinematic feel to it. Of course, the landscape shots of the city of Chicago certainly help, but it creates a beautiful atmosphere, a really lived in quality to the film. And then Ruben Santiago Hudson did a beautiful job adapting the work from August to the screen and really kept to the core of the source material to bring to a feature film. The themes are there, but the entertainment value is there, the fun is there, the effervescence, and ultimately the horror is there. To match the themes that are set up, you feel a building throughout the story, even as it seems we're not even discussing what we're actually here for, when we're not focusing on the making of the album and getting to it. It is a constant film in motion, moving toward this horrifying conclusion. Particularly the very last shot of the film, you know instantly that that is exactly what's going to happen. You call it as soon as Chadwick Boseman's character starts discussing this song he's working on, and you know what's coming. The events preceding that, the events leading up to that final scene, I was not prepared for, but they really do a fantastic job of setting up black pain and providing this showcase for that black pain in the 1920s. And of course, it ties into real life and what actually happened, and it brings greater understanding to the character of Ma Rainey and what she's doing throughout the film. It's just a very, very well executed, well developed, beautifully thought out script that is completely fleshed out and provides so much to chomp on and think about as we move through each and every scene. It's a fantastic screenplay. The musical numbers are also fantastic. I'm also very happy that we explicitly focus on Ma Rainey's alleged and even somewhat defiantly expressed through her own music, lesbian relationships, and her bisexuality is here front and center in the film. And I really appreciate that that was such a centerpiece of her character as well. It's really a great film. Again, one that just shook me to my core, and I can't stop thinking about it. I loved it. So then, what doesn't work so well when it comes to Ma Rainey's Black Bottom? Well, the only real negative I have is that every now and then there's like maybe two scenes where it stuck out a bit, where we flatline into a stage play setting. Even though we're stuck in one building for the majority of this film, as I said, our director does such a stellar job of still giving us that cinematic flair. However, there are a couple moments where we get to pretty much straight monologuing. And that's when it feels like a stage play just put to screen, rather than a full adaptation. It only occurred maybe twice, and I think that those stage play moments drag the pacing just a tad, but honestly, that's a bit of a nitpick on my part, because this film is virtually perfect in every other facet. I absolutely loved Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. So it will be debuting in select theaters over the next several weeks before its proper December 18th premiere date on Netflix. So if you have the opportunity, certainly seek out if it is playing in an area near you. And if you do prefer to see it in an actual movie theater, please make sure that you are following all health and safety guidelines set forward by your city and state governments, as well as the theater itself. Otherwise, if you have a Netflix account, please watch Ma Rainey's Black Bottom once it premieres on December 18th. This is one to watch for as we get into award season, and it's more than worthy and deserving of every nomination it can receive. So, that is my review of Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead, click like down below and subscribe to the channel so you are always up to date on my latest videos. Also, join in on the discussion. Are you excited to see Ma Rainey's Black Bottom? And what is your favorite non-musical stage play adaptation to film? Let me know either in the comment section down below, or you can hit me up on Twitter. I love you all so much for your continued support. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!